Right then, hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? It's Big Porky here once again. The voice of hardcore boxing. I've got Dennis Hobson coming to see me this morning. He's coming to check my office out, isn't he? See if it's bigger than his. And it isn't. Well, that one next door is, but we're still on with it. But as soon as it's painted, I'll be in it, and it'll be a bigger office than yours, Dennis. So Dennis, I know you're watching. It's not about office size though, is it, Dennis? It's about being right with people and creating memories. To get me ball, I think better with my ball. Right, I'm just going to go over a few things. Jotted a few things down. I want to talk about Billy Joe Saunders. Everybody knows I'm a Billy Joe Saunders fan. When I mean fan, I mean of his boxing ability. That's just basically it really. I'm a fan of his boxing ability. And I think he needs to get his act together now, because it's dragging on a bit now, isn't it? His career. It's stop start all the time, isn't it? And I want to see him fulfill his potential. I don't want to see him be, you know, another Joe Calzaghe. You know, somebody who didn't get the top fights against the top guys. You know, obviously Calzaghe fought Kessler, didn't he, and Jeff Lacey, Robin Reed, but if you take those three out of the mix, he never really fought anybody at the top of the game, did he really? There were always an angle, wasn't there? A bit like Anthony Joshua, Calzaghe's career. Joshua so far could do better if tried, couldn't he? But getting back to Billy Joe, I don't want Billy Joe's career to go like that. Obviously he's had a bad 2018, but he finished off with a fight, didn't he, at £180, 179, £180, so that's £20 higher than what he normally fights at. But he got the win, didn't he? But fighting at cruiserweight, when you're a middleweight, it's not good. And the guy who beat Charles Adamo, well, it leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it? Because he was 40 odd year old, wasn't he? But he's finished on a win. But after he beat David Lemieux, you wouldn't say that Billy would have gone a year without fighting, would you? And then ended up with Charles Adamo. But that's how boxing can take you, isn't it? It's a roller coaster of emotions. But it is what it is, isn't it? But Billy Joe, I want to see more from Billy Joe this year. I want to see him fight Andrade. I want to see him swallow and just swallow his pride, take the purse offer that's on offer, which will be 30% from the WBO if he fights abroad. Take the 30%. If you can negotiate 35%, take it, but take it, go over there, beat him and come back with a belt and put it all to bed. Eddie Hearn's outmanoeuvred the money outside of the ring. He's outmanoeuvred Frank, he's outmanoeuvred Billy. You've got to swallow your pride, go do the business, go do what you're good at doing and beat Andrade, because Billy Joe Saunders at his best beats Andrade at his best, doesn't he? So, but you'd have to say at the moment there's like a top 5, isn't there now, with middleweight division. Billy Joe, Andrade, Jacobs and Golovkin. Is Golovkin gonna sign for DAZN? I'd say yes. I know he's locked in a legal dispute with his management or former management, but I'd say yes. He's going to go to DAZN. They get a sniff of that DAZN money, and fighters, like I said before, they've got no morals when it comes down to money. It's business, isn't it? It's no different to people who I'm close to in business being offered a better deal from one company to store goods or package goods than another company. It's no different. You know, it's business, isn't it? Boxing's a business. Sometimes I have to get my head around it. There's some things we don't like that we go on, but because we see these people every day and they're explaining why they did certain things, they become characters in our lives, like EastEnders and Coronation Street, and we take a dislike to them, don't we? For example, Eddie Hearn, he rubs people up the wrong way. He's smug. He's easy to take a dislike to, isn't he? Mick Hennessy, he's a nice guy, isn't he? So people can think, well, Mick Hennessy's a nice guy, I'm going to like him. And he's not a nice guy at times, is he? But there's times where I admire Eddie Hearn, especially his work ethic. I admire that in anybody who's a hard worker, anybody who tries and bounces off the floor and keeps getting back up and coming again. I admire that. I admire anybody that can do that. Same as I admire people who can go to prison as long as it's for no dodgy, you know, nothing where, as long as it ain't for anything that's something that I won't want somebody in my company, you know, awful offences. If anybody can go to prison, you know, make mistakes, you get through it and come out. I always respect them because I always know that anybody who's been to prison and can get through it, they've got a bit of something about them to get through it. So, but we're going off key here. Getting back to the middleweight division, I think that Golovkin, I think he's still best at middleweight, him or Billy Joe. I think that first fight with Canelo for Golovkin, I thought he got robbed. The second fight, I thought could have gone either way. So as far as I'm concerned, Golovkin, he's the man to beat. Billy Joe's the man that can beat him though, if he gets to fight. But Billy Joe Saunders at the moment, you'd have to say he's in the who needs him club. Who's going to want to fight a slick southpaw? A bit like Calzaghe really, who wanted to fight him, slick southpaw. But he didn't really force fights, did he? Billy's trying to force it anyway, Golovkin and Canelo, from what I've heard, and they don't want to know.
I'm just going to send him an email asking, can you give me an update?
But, let's have a look. Andrade, I don't rate him that much. I heard a whisper that he beat Billy Joe in amateurs. I don't know if that's true, so don't quote me on it. If he did, well, I'd be surprised, but I don't think he beats Billy now. I think Billy Joe Saunders takes him to school. I think if Golovkin can't land on Bill, he beats him. Just like Wilder, if he can't land on Tyson, Tyson beats him, but he landed 2 corkers, didn't he, on him? So he got his son back into the fight. But if you can stay out of the way of them big punches from Golovkin, I think you can beat him. A good chin against Golovkin and you've got a chance. Which brings me to Canelo Alvarez from Mexico. Canelo Alvarez. Who's going to rock the Canelo Alvarez boat? Nobody's going to beat him on points, are they? Nobody is going to beat that man on points. They're just not going to have it. It's impossible to beat him on points. The WBA are now saying that Canelo is the super champion and the regular champion of the WBA because they did it before with Mayweather. How messed up is that? Why don't they just drop that regular belt and have the other belt? How messed up is that? You beat Rocky Fielding and now you're for regular belt, but now you're super champion. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Isn't Callum Smith supposed to be WBA champion? I don't know. Have I read it wrong? I don't know. It says here Have a look. Oh, have a look. I'm sure it says on here. Have a look. Password.
Well,
There we go. Let's have a quick look at this. But if that's true, and I think it is, he's got 2 belts. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with it at all. Is it loading this or what? No, I just don't agree with it, and I think that something needs to be done about these belts. These belts, what these sanctioning bodies are doing, they're just doing what they want, aren't they? Don't forget, the WBA are going to get 3%, aren't they, off Canelo? And so, if that's what they're going to get, they're going to do the best to keep him fighting for their belt, aren't they? Because he's normally a WBC man, isn't he, Canelo? But haven't they had a fallout? Hello, Google. A bit quicker to do it on my phone, won't it? No, nobody's going to rock Canelo's boat, are they, at the moment? Nobody. Nobody's going to rock his boat at all. Here we are, boxing scene. Canelo allowed to hold both WBA belts per order. It might be for it might be for middleweight and super middle. Yeah, it's for middleweight and super middle, not for the super middle, because Callum Smith's got that, hasn't he? So they're letting him do that because Mayweather did it. Well, why? Does that mean he's going to bounce up and down? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. It's very rare that fighters do that. I know it's been done before. Didn't Roy Jones do it? Didn't Henry Armstrong do it back in the day? I don't agree with that. He should stick to one. He should stick to one weight division. He's got the regular belt, and he's got the super middle, and he's got the full belt at middle. He should just stick to what he's going to do, shouldn't he? Instead of looking to dominate. And I don't agree with that. So I couldn't get my head around that earlier when somebody said, "Oh, he's got both belts at super middle." I thought Callum Smith had got it. So yeah, we're wrong on that. But that's why I should always check. But I'll leave it in because it's authentic, isn't it? Even I get things wrong. But I just want to see some great fights. I mean, the great fights are not really happening, are they? And when they do happen, the promoters are always looking to get mileage out of them, aren't they? We might get a bit of mileage out of it, Russ. That's what somebody used to say to me all the time. And they're always looking for angles to get rematches, and it's like this with Joshua and Miller. Could you imagine if that went to a rematch? Oh my God. How would people put up with that if that went to a rematch? And I just don't agree with that, but anyway, like, in my opinion, I don't think Canelo should be allowed to have 2 weight division belts. He should stick to one weight, because he's always trying to look for an angle, isn't he? He had that weight at £155. It will make him fighters go to 155 when it really should have been £160. But if you want the Canelo money, you've got to drop that other £5. It's like they're trying to dominate and manipulate the rules. De La Hoya's terrible for it, in my opinion. Eddie Hearn's same, he's terrible for manipulating it, but it is what it is, isn't it, I suppose. But in my opinion, it's... So, Anyway, peace out. Keep on trucking. Today's Friday and we've got that Friday feeling today. I always get it on a Friday, don't I? But we'll see. If I stop in tonight, it'll be a miracle, won't it? But anyway, peace. Shout out to Justin at the Tea Leaf Company, and shout out to Paul, Emma and Lily at the K Official. Alright?